Hi everyone! Today I wanted to share a storytime video about a lady whose life was greatly impacted by getting a reborn doll. Her life was literally changed by getting a reborn doll. I shared this story about 5 years ago when I first gifted this doll to this lady. It was so much fun. It brought so much joy to her and so much joy to me to give her this doll. And so I thought I would tell her story again and kind of tell the whole story, because when I shared this story 5 years ago when I gifted the doll to her, I shared it like as soon as she got the doll, and I shared little clips of her opening the doll and pictures with her and her family's permission, of course. But now I want to tell the full story. For a long time it was hard to tell the full story because it is an emotional story. So have your tissues ready, alright? But quickly, before I get into telling her story, let me introduce who I have here in the lounge pillow and show you what I'm going to be changing this baby into. This is the, I almost said Americus. I always mix up Americus and Indy, but no. This is Indy by Laura Lee Eagles, and he was reborn by an unknown artist. This doll belongs to my friend Brittany, but I've been babysitting him for several months. We're gonna change him into this bee sleeper. This is an old sleeper from the Children's Place. Now let's get to the story time. This will be a really quick changing because he only has a little t-shirt and a diaper on. Oh, by the way, his shirt is by Loved Baby. It has little beans on it and it says, "Where have you been all my life?" Alright, so let's get started on this story, and I will share a couple of photos as we go through this story, so be on the lookout for those when they pop up on the screen. I think I just have a few to share. So this was back in 2017, I believe, maybe beginning of 2017, I don't remember exactly. I have a friend who used to do caregiving as her career, and she would go into clients' homes, take care of them, whatever type of care they needed. If they just needed somebody to be with them, assist them with whatever they needed help with. She also had some clients she would take grocery shopping every week, some clients that she would run errands for, take them to doctor's appointments, things like that. All of her clients were elderly, and so very often her clients would end up being in nursing homes or in assisted living, and sometimes even in the hospital. So she was very frequently visiting them in those places, and I would go with her to help her, to visit her clients. I love visiting with her clients. So at the time, I would take my dolls with me to visit her clients as well. They loved seeing the dolls. They would hold the dolls, and a lot of times they would light up and talk about all these stories of when their kids were born or when their grandkids were babies. All these different stories just came back to them when they saw these dolls and got to hold them. They really enjoyed it, and so I started going almost everywhere with my friend to visit all her clients, especially when they would be in nursing homes and assisted living places, because they definitely needed the extra cheering up. So about 5 years ago, my friend's mother needed to go into assisted living. They didn't know exactly what was going on, but she was elderly and she couldn't remember things. She was turning on the stove and leaving it on. She would constantly forget where things were. She needed a little bit of assistance at home. But she lived too far away from my friend, her daughter, so she moved into assisted living nearby where her daughter could visit her all the time and help take care of her, help make sure she was taken care of. I started going with my friend to visit her mother all the time. Every week we would go at least once a week, and then that turned into usually a few times a week. And when I would take my dolls, she was just so happy to see them. She would hold them, she would talk to them, She just absolutely loved them. I'm trying to think of a name to call her where I won't give away her actual name just for her privacy. We'll just call her Jenny, okay? So we would go and visit Jenny every week, sometimes multiple times a week. The babies always cheered her up. She was very upset that she had to be in assisted living. She was so angry and upset about it, but as soon as I would bring my babies in and she would be holding a baby, she would immediately, her attitude would totally change. She would be happy, smiling, talking to the baby. She would just completely relax. It was a complete transformation, and I decided after a few weeks that she needed a reborn doll of her own that could stay with her all the time, that would be hers, so that she would always have somebody that she felt was keeping her company and to help keep her happy and calm. Also, the nurses and the other residents of the assisted living facility really loved my dolls as well. So I would take them around for little visits and everybody loved seeing them. So I went on a hunt for a doll that was realistic but not too expensive. It didn't need to be extremely realistic or expensive because all she really needed was a doll that looked kind of realistic and was cuddly and weighted. She also really loved the ones with open eyes. They seemed to be her favorite because she could interact with them more. I finally tracked down a doll. When I brought the idea up to her daughter said, yes, this is a really great idea. And then after I purchased the doll, she was like, actually, I would like to purchase half of the doll. So I paid for half the doll and her daughter paid for half of the doll. The doll had red hair, I think. I will share some pictures here. But the doll, oh my goodness, I'm not even changing this baby. Let me keep changing him. So it was a cuddle baby, just the vinyl head, rooted hair, open eyes. It wasn't the most realistic doll, but it was realistic enough for her. It was perfect for her. Her daughter and I surprised her with the doll. She was so happy. We let her unwrap the doll and we did not tell her that the doll was hers to keep until she had unwrapped the doll, was sitting there talking to the doll, calling her a little sweetie. It was so adorable. If I can find the video on my phone, I will share it here.
There that is. He says, it's mine. It's mine, yes, it's mine. Oh, you are something else. And that's pretty.
And she's sweet. Take her little hat off. Wait till you see the color of her hair.
Yeah, I say, guess whose hair that is?
She's got blue hair.
Yeah.
Strawberry blonde at that. Take a pacifier out and see what kind of facial expression she has. Oh,
Yep,
yes.
that's
oh,
your
yes.
baby.
You can't say no because you can't take it back. It's your baby.
Yep.
That's your basket that you made.
And she's got some cute outfits in there too.
She's got cute little outfits. She just thought it'd be comforting to you to have.
So then Jenny had somebody to be there with her all the time so she was not alone. After that, when we would visit, she most often had the baby tucked into a little basket. I'll insert pictures here. She would tuck her into the little basket with a little pillow and her little bunny lovey. She would have the basket sitting up a little bit so that the baby could look out the window to watch the squirrels and the birds with her. It was the sweetest thing. Trying not to cry thinking about it. But we would always ask her every time we would visit her after she got her baby, have you named her yet? Have you picked a name for her? And she would always say, I haven't picked a name for her. I can't find the perfect name, and my girl needs a perfect name. So every time we would visit, she would always call her doll my girl. That doll was just my girl. It made such a positive impact in her life, and I'm glad that I was able to be a part of it. When she passed away, that doll was snuggled there nearby in its little basket, and it makes me so happy to know that that doll made such a great impact in her life. And that is the biggest reason why my biggest goal when it comes to these reborn dolls is to one day start my own doll therapy program. These dolls really do wonderful things, and they can help a lot of people. They could make a positive impact in so many people's lives. It's absolutely incredible. I'm sorry, I'm trying not to cry. But doll therapy is very underrated. I feel like it's not talked about as much as it should be. I think it should be more seen as an available option, a more common option, especially for the elderly. It can help them so much, and I've seen it firsthand time and time and time and time and time again. I think it's absolutely amazing, and I really wanted to share Jenny's story with you so that it will inspire you. If you see somebody who could benefit from doll therapy, maybe find them a doll, or help them find a doll of their own, or talk to their family about finding them a doll, or maybe start a doll therapy program in your area, or just go to nursing homes and take your babies to visit. I'm sure so many people would love that. I just want to inspire others and tell you all Jenny's story. I have her family's permission, of course. The knowledge that these dolls can make such a difference in people's lives, that they can be so therapeutic, that it gets out there. Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed the story time about Jenny. Thank you for joining me for yet another one of my videos where I just chat and ramble on. Thanks for watching, everyone.